Do you ever stop and wonder, what does your day really look like in English? Think about it. From the moment you open your eyes to the time your head hits the pillow, how would you describe it to someone in English? Hi, I'm Emily, and welcome back to English in Ease. This is your space to learn English the calm, natural way. No pressure, no tests. Just real stories, real phrases, and real-life English you can use every day. In today's episode, we're going to explore something simple but powerful: daily routines. These small, everyday moments hold the key to helping you speak more naturally and confidently, using present simple tense, time expressions like in the morning or at 7 a.m., and adverbs like usually, sometimes, always. So get comfortable, grab your favorite drink, take a deep breath, and let's start with something we all do: wake up. My morning routine, a personal story. I usually wake up around 6:45 a.m. Not too early, not too late. But, I'll be honest, I don't always get up right away. Sometimes I lie in bed for 5 or 10 more minutes, just letting my thoughts wander. You know that moment where you're half asleep but aware of the day waiting ahead? That's my soft start. Then I stretch, slowly sit up, and finally get out of bed. That's the first difference in English. Wake up means you're no longer sleeping. Get up means you actually leave your bed. Say it with me. I wake up at 6:45, but I get up at 7. Maybe you do something similar too? The first thing I do after getting up is go to the kitchen. I always make a warm cup of tea. Yes, I'm a tea person. No tea, no talking. Some mornings I have green tea, other times just hot water with lemon. Try this sentence out loud. I make tea every morning before I do anything else. Time to get ready. After my tea, I take a shower. It helps me feel fresh and focused. Then comes brushing my teeth and getting dressed. My outfit depends on my plans. If I'm working from home, I still change into something simple but presentable. Staying in pajamas all day makes me feel too lazy. Let's pause and think. What's your routine like in the morning? Do you take a shower before breakfast? Or after? Try repeating this phrase with me. I brush my teeth after I take a shower. I get dressed before breakfast. These little steps are easy to talk about, but they're great practice for the present simple tense. Breakfast time. Breakfast is my favorite meal of the day. I usually have oatmeal with fruit or eggs and toast. On lazy days, maybe just a banana and another cup of tea. Here's a sentence you can try out loud. I have oatmeal with bananas and honey for breakfast. Your turn now. Try saying what you usually eat in the morning. Don't worry if it's not perfect. Just keep listening and repeating. And remember, in English we say, I have breakfast at 8 a.m. Not, I eat breakfast 8 a.m. That little word at is small, but important. Leaving for work, or not. Around 8:15 a.m., I start preparing for the day. Some days I go to work, other days I work from home. Both are part of my routine. Let's practice a few phrases together. I go to work at 8:30. I work from home 3 days a week. I start work at 9 a.m. Try saying those out loud or switch the time to match your day. Here's a fun question. Do you usually leave the house in the morning? Or do you start your day from home? Say it with me. I usually leave home at your time. I start work at your time. Quick pause for practice. Let's take a moment now to review and repeat. Say these out loud with me. I wake up at 6:45. I get up at 7. I make tea before breakfast. I take a shower and get dressed. I have breakfast at 8. I leave for work at 8:15. Good job. Don't worry if you missed a word, just listen again and try repeating. You can rewind and practice this part anytime. Your turn. Think and speak now. Let's shift the focus to you. Try to answer these questions out loud. I'll give an example first, and then you try. Question 1. What time do you wake up? I wake up at 7 a.m. Now you try. Question 2. What's the first thing you do in the morning? I check my phone. Your turn. Question 3. What do you eat for breakfast? I have toast and eggs. Say it your way. Question 4. What time do you start work or school? I start work at 9 a.m. Now you answer. You don't need to be perfect. Just try. The more you speak, the more confident you'll feel. And that's the first part of my day. In the next part, I'll take you through what my afternoons and evenings usually look like, and you'll learn even more helpful phrases. So stay with me. When you're ready, just say, next part. Welcome back. In the first part, we talked all about the morning, how we wake up, get ready, and start the day. Now let's move into the afternoon when things get a little busier. Maybe for you, it's work or study time, or maybe you're running errands, cooking, or taking care of family. However your day looks, I'll walk you through how to describe it in clear, natural English, using the present simple tense and some easy phrases you can repeat and use right away. Let's begin. My workday routine. After breakfast, around 9 a.m., I start my workday. I usually begin by checking emails. Then I look at my to-do list or calendar to see what tasks I need to finish. Sometimes I have online meetings in the morning. Other times, I work quietly at my desk, writing, planning, or researching. Here's a sentence you can practice. I check my email first thing in the morning. Now you try. Your first task at your time. You can use frequency words like, I always check my messages first. I usually start with writing. I sometimes have meetings at 10. Shadow this one with me. I usually start work at 9 and check emails for the first hour. Taking breaks. During the day. Even when I'm working, I try not to sit too long. Every couple of hours, I take short breaks. Just 5 to 10 minutes. I stand up, stretch, or sometimes walk around the room. It helps me stay focused and relaxed. Say this with me. I take a short break every 2 hours. Or, I stretch and move a little to feel better. Maybe you do something similar? Remember, even these small moments are part of your routine, and learning how to describe them helps you speak English more naturally. Lunchtime. Let's talk about lunch. I usually have lunch around 12:30 p.m. Most days I cook something simple, like a salad, a sandwich, or leftovers from the night before. Here are some phrases to practice. Repeat after me. I have lunch at 12:30. I usually eat a sandwich or soup. Sometimes I go out to eat, but not often. Now your turn. What time do you have lunch? What do you eat? Try saying, I have lunch at your time, and I eat your food. Don't worry if it's not perfect. Just keep speaking. Afternoon activities. After lunch, I get back to work. I usually have more focus in the afternoon, so I try to finish important tasks. Sometimes I have calls, meetings, or recording sessions like this one. Say it with me. In the afternoon, I finish my tasks and attend meetings. And then, around 3 or 4 p.m., I take another short break. I make a second cup of tea, or go for a short walk if the weather is nice. Here's another phrase to try. I take a break and drink tea in the afternoon. I go for a walk to get some fresh air. Maybe you do that too? Remember, routines don't have to be exciting. They just need to be yours. And when you learn to describe them in English, you gain fluency without even realizing it. Finishing the workday. I usually finish work around 5:30 or 6 p.m. At that point, I close my laptop, clean up my desk, and try to mentally switch off from work. Let's practice that. I finish work at 6. I shut down my computer and tidy my space. Then comes the evening, a time to rest, recharge, and enjoy. So that brings me to the next part of my day. Dinner time. Dinner in my home is usually quiet and simple. I cook something easy, like pasta, stir-fry, or vegetables with rice. I normally eat around 7 p.m. Sometimes I eat with family, sometimes just by myself with a podcast playing in the background. Let's say these together. I cook dinner at 6:30. I eat dinner at 7. I listen to music or a podcast while I eat. Now you try. I have dinner at your time, and I eat your food. Nice work. Keep repeating these kinds of phrases, and soon, they'll feel easy. Evening routine. After dinner, I like to relax. I might watch a show, read a book, or just scroll on my phone for a while. It depends on how I'm feeling. Some evenings I call a friend or write in my journal. Other times, I take a warm shower and wind down with music. Let's go over a few more natural expressions you can use. I watch TV to relax. I read a book before bed. I take a shower and then brush my teeth. Repeat them out loud with me. Don't worry if you miss one. Just rewind and listen again. Bedtime. Finally, around 10:30 p.m., I go to bed. Usually, I don't fall asleep right away. I like to turn off the lights, put my phone on silent, and just lie in bed for a few minutes. Try these out loud. I go to bed at 10:30. I fall asleep around 11. I turn off the lights and close my eyes. This helps my body and mind prepare for sleep. Maybe you have a bedtime routine too. Your turn. Afternoon and evening practice. Let's pause now and invite you to speak again. I'll ask you some questions and you'll answer out loud. Remember, you can always repeat this part again tomorrow with different answers. Question 1. What time do you have lunch and what do you eat? I have lunch at 12:30. I usually eat rice and vegetables. Now your turn. Question 2. What do you usually do in the afternoon? I work on projects and go to meetings. You try. Question 3. What time do you finish work or school? I finish work at 5:30. Say your own answer. Question 4. What do you usually eat for dinner? I have pasta or soup for dinner. Say it with your own words. Question 5. What do you do to relax in the evening? I read or watch TV. Your turn. Question 6. What time do you go to bed? I go to bed at 10:30. Try it now. You're doing great. The more you say these things out loud, the easier English will become. So that's the second part of my day, from work, to dinner, to bedtime. We all have different rhythms, and that's okay. What matters is learning to describe your life clearly and naturally, in English. Next up, we'll move into part 3, a mini role play, real conversation examples, and some important language tips to help you avoid common mistakes when talking about routines. When you're ready, just say, continue with part 3. Welcome back. You've done so well already. Listening, repeating, practicing. Now it's time for something a little more fun and very useful. In this final part, we'll put everything into action through a short role play using all the phrases we've learned, a shadowing exercise for natural pronunciation, and finally, some gentle tips to avoid common English mistakes when describing daily routines. Sound good? Let's jump in. Mini role play, a real conversation about daily life. Here's a simple, friendly conversation between two people, me, Emily, and my friend Ava. As you listen, notice how we use the present simple, frequency adverbs like usually, and natural expressions like I get up, I make breakfast, and I go to bed. Feel free to shadow one of us as we speak. Ready? Emily. Hey Ava, how's your day going? Ava. Hey Emily. Not bad, thanks. I just had lunch and now I'm back at my desk. How about you? Emily. Same here. I usually have lunch around 12:30. Then I take a short walk if the weather's nice. Today it's cloudy though. Ava. I know that feeling. I always try to go outside after lunch. It helps me stay awake during work. Emily. Me too. What time do you usually start work? Ava. I start at 9, but I like to check my emails around 8:45 to get a head start. You? Emily. Pretty much the same. I wake up around 7, make tea, stretch, and then start work at 9. Ava. That sounds peaceful. I wish I had more time in the mornings. I usually hit snooze and rush out the door. Emily. Haha, we all have our habits. What about your evenings? Ava. I cook dinner around 7, then I usually read or watch something to relax. I go to bed around 11. Emily. Nice. I try to sleep by 10:30 if I can. It helps me stay focused the next day. Soft chime. See how simple that was? These are the exact kinds of conversations you can have once you're comfortable talking about your daily life. Let's practice a few of those lines together. Repeat after me. I wake up at 7 o'clock and have tea. I check my emails before work. I cook dinner at 7. I read before bed and sleep around 10:30. Your turn. Try shadowing me again. Great job. Your speaking practice. Shadow with me now. I'll say a full routine out loud, and you can try to repeat after me. Ready? Here we go. I wake up at 6:45. I get up at 7 and go to the kitchen to make tea. After that, I take a shower and get dressed. I have breakfast at 8, usually eggs and toast. I start work at 9 and check my emails. At 12:30, I have lunch, maybe a sandwich or leftovers. In the afternoon, I take breaks to stretch or walk. I finish work at 6, cook dinner, and relax with a book. I go to bed at 10:30 and fall asleep around 11. Take a breath. Then try saying that full routine in your own words. You can pause here and practice as many times as you need. Common mistakes to avoid. Let's go over some quick tips to help you sound more natural when describing your routine. Tip 1. Use the present simple. Daily routines happen regularly, so we use the present simple tense. I wake up at 7. Not, I am wake up at 7. Tip 2. Be careful with time. Expressions use at for clock times, like, I have lunch at 12:30. Not, I have lunch to 12:30. Use in for parts of the day. In the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. Keep it simple. I brush my teeth. I get dressed. Tip 4. Keep events in logical order. Say things in a clear flow. I wake up, then I get up, then I take a shower. Avoid jumping around or mixing actions randomly. Tip 5. Use frequency adverbs naturally. These help your routine sound real. I always check my phone first. I usually eat around 8. I sometimes skip breakfast. Mini practice challenge. Now it's your turn to put it all together. Try this homework. Record yourself talking about your own daily routine. You can follow the same order. What time do you wake up? What's your morning routine? When do you start work or school? What do you do during the day? What's your evening like? What time do you go to bed? Even a short recording will help you hear your progress. You can also write it down and then speak it out loud. Use the same phrases we've practiced here. Closing music fades in. Before we say goodbye, remember this. It's not about speaking perfect English. It's about speaking your English, clearly, naturally, and confidently. Your routine, your voice, your progress. I'm so proud of how far you've come in this lesson. Thank you for being here with me on English in Ease. If you found this episode helpful, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, or check out the rest of our series to keep building your fluency. And remember, you can always come back and practice again. Until next time, take care and happy learning.